Kom, Polly. Det er så skat. Du skal ikke ud nu. Hi, my name is Dorte. I am from Denmark and I live in Copenhagen. I live in a really nice house with my family. I have a husband and 2 children. I have twin girls who will be turning 15 very soon. And also we live with our cat and a very curious dog as well, Molly. My name, Dorte, is just my first name. I am a knitwear designer. I go by the brand name Dorte Bak Knitting, Bak being my surname. And Dorte Bak Knitting is Scandinavian and very feminine aesthetic. I've been designing since 2018. And I'm not like a big brand. I don't launch new designs all the time. I work alone and I also have a part-time job with something totally different than knitting and yarns. So this is my hobby. Yeah, a hobby that I take that serious and really enjoy, and I actually used to be full-time self-employed. I used to have a yarn shop. I used to dye a lot of yarns as an indie dyer, but at this point I have reduced all my business activities. It sounds a bit daunting, I think, but I've closed my yarn shop, which was a happy decision for me. I missed the time to be a nerd, really. I missed my designer time. I like to develop designs. I like to be in that process. And I didn't have the time when I had the yarn shop. I still do some yarn dyeing, but I don't do it on a full-time scale, and I don't sell it on a full-time scale. So I only have like small periods of time where I open my shop to sell out of my hand-dyed yarns. I usually go out on yarn fairs a couple of times a year. And in that same time slot, I think the period after being on a fair, I put the yarn on my web shop, though I do only ship within the borders of Denmark. Yeah, my main focus is definitely my knit designs. So why am I on YouTube? I've been on YouTube for many years actually. I have my channel, I have my very sweet Danish followers, but I only did videos on Danish. It actually makes good sense because, well, for many reasons. I have a Danish audience. I'm also very proud of being a Dane. I'm proud of being from a very small country with our own language. But then again, it's such a small country, and if I want to be able to possibly take my work to another level, I need to broaden my my work horizon. And that's one of the reasons why I would start doing English videos. The other one being that I actually am a loyal follower to many channels on YouTube. I like to see knit related content on YouTube, and I like actually to see it from another perspective than the Danish perspective, because yeah, it's fun to see other designers than the usual suspects. Also, it's just nice to meet another aesthetic, another color scale, another environment. I think it's self-explanatory that living in Denmark as part of Scandinavia, it's a country that's mainly cold, mainly dark, and yeah, so summer knits has like this very brief window, and most of the year it's very doable to be wearing your knits and be knitting on heavier projects. And for me, it's fun to see how they do in Italy or in California, or yeah, just hotter countries. So I do enjoy watching the YouTube channels from all over the world. And of course, it would be nice for me to connect with all of those, since I'm also a content creator. So hopefully this will open up new adventures for me online. I could start by just saying something about what I'm wearing. This is not going to be like a classical podcast or anything. This is a video where I'm wanted to just reach out to any new audience, and then introducing myself, and then hopefully in the future I'll make some more content based videos. But what I'm wearing today is it's a vest, and it's a new design that I'm working on. It's still not launched, but it's called the Sakura Open Vest. So Sakura is the name because it has this Sakura pattern, and for me it reminds me a lot of the Sakura, the springtime, with like the branches and all the flowers going into bloom. And the vest is actually thought as a piece that you could wear in multiple ways. I'd say that you could totally button it up and then use it as a top. Also, you could open it and use it like a loose hanging vest, or as I am doing here with just a couple of buttons. So I think it has multiple possibilities, and I'm really satisfied with this design, and I'm so proud of it, going out to test very soon. I've knit this a couple of times before I got really satisfied. I needed to work on the neck and the length from armhole and down, and then also placing this pattern the right way. I've been back and forth with the width of this pattern, so I'm really pleased with it as it's turned out right now. And I'm actually considering whether I should try and knit this up in summer's yarn. This is knit up with merino singles and one strand of silk mohair. But I think it would be nice if you could have it as a summer's top. And that would definitely, for me personally, mean no silk mohair, and even not being too woolly. It could be the yarn that I'm currently knitting with, which is skein of my own hand-dyed yarns. This is a very subtle coloring. You can almost not see the color. It's like a soft cream, but the yarn here is really nice. It's 50% Tussar silk and 50% merino, and this is just a winner. I've knitted many things with this and I love it. So maybe just one strand of the Mary silk would be nice for a summer's top that you could wear without t-shirt or with a t-shirt underneath. Maybe just with a tank top underneath, I don't know. Anyway, this piece is going into test right now. And as soon as that comes out with a, how do you say that in Danish? Flueben. Well, when it's done and ready, I will have it translated into English. The sizes will range from size extra small up to 4XL. Yeah, you'll find my design on Ravelry under Dorte Bak Knitting, and as well on my webpage, which is www.dortebak.dk. So what I'm currently working on that I'm enjoying here is one of my own designs as well. This is another knitted tee. This is a really great design. It's like a basic tee, and it's really quick knit up. And yeah, it's still not actually been translated, but that's what I'm currently working on. I have 2 or 3 projects in translation right now, which takes some time. And this one takes a bit more time because it's not been graduated. How do you say that? It's not been calculated up to 4XL yet. In the past, I only designed from extra small to extra large, and then when I finally came around to wanting to be more diverse in my sizes, I just had a lot of catching up, and if I have to go into that process of recalculating a pattern, I find it, I don't know, I want to be thorough in my work. So if I do it, I'll do it thorough and correctly. And so I have to reread and reproof and recalculate the pattern, and then put in the new sizes and sending them to test, and then translating into English. So I am in a very heavy and slow process of relaunching all my former patterns. So right now they exist and are selling as they have been all the time, but slowly I'm getting there where I want to be, where all patterns will be translated into English and relaunched with sizes up to 3 or 4XL, depending on the model and yeah, the look of the design and everything. It's a really, really slow process, and yeah, I hope you'll bear with me that I'm not there yet, but I am working very steadily on getting there. So for me, 2025 has actually been a work year. My work goals for this year has been to focus on relaunching and resizing and translating. So both my website and my patterns are being translated into English. And of course, going on for the future, every new design that I come out with will be translated right away and will also be size inclusive from the beginning. So yeah, that's just a bit of a storytelling of my brand, what it has been and what I hope for it to be in the future. I'd like to share some of my designs with you. I thought I'd just bring some pictures into the screen here and tell a bit about my design journey. So the first design I ever came up with was a tweens sweater. It started out being a more heavyweight sweater with some popcorns on the front piece, and the popcorns were in various colors, and it was really just a cute sweater. But it I didn't really like the gauge and the heaviness of this sweater, so I redesigned it to another gauge and came up with some other yarn suggestions, and one of them being a double mohair strand, which is totally doable, but it's not for everyone, since children are playing and those fragile strands could easily break, and so it's also something you could just knit with, for example, the Sunday yarn from Sandness and a strand of mohair, or even a double Sunday, a merino singles with a strand of mohair, or the knitting for Olive merino would be really nice combined with a strand of mohair. So you have some good alternatives. So the design sort of just, it sounds so stupid, but it just sort of fell out of my hands. And then when I had done this first design, I just couldn't stop again, because my mind had sort of just started thinking in creative processes and in knitting techniques and in ways of doing things. So the next design I came up with was the muslingesweater, and that's a Danish word. If I have to translate it, I'll call it the scallop sweater. And I call it the scallop because of the pattern going down in the middle, which looks like a scallop, and then you have the cables on both sides of this pattern. And the sleeves are in moss stitch, and you have the side panels in moss stitch, and then a stockinette back. And I made this design for my children, and then afterwards I made it for me. So the pattern is for adults and for tweens. I think, if I remember correctly, the child pattern starts from age 6 years old, maybe 4, I think 6 years. So it has a wide range, but also regarding this pattern is one of the patterns that I still haven't calculated. So it goes up to XL at the moment, and it needs to go up to 4XL later on. This pattern was actually the first one I ever had translated into English. And it's been a popular pattern. Being my second design, I was so lucky that it was caught by so many out there. And it's actually one of my favorite pieces. I had this knit up in 3 different sizes and colors for my children, and I have 2 for myself, and I've used it so much. one of the first one, the gray one that I'm showing in the pictures, is so worn, and yeah, it's perfect. I just love it, both during the winter and the summer. I love it just as a regular sweater, but it's a really nice sweater to wear over skirts and dresses as well. Yeah, it's just really a favorite piece of mine. With the same pattern, I've designed, and this is a recent design, a mohair edition. So that's called the scallop blouse mohair, and it's a different gauge, of course. It's knitted in a double-stranded silk mohair. It has puff sleeves and a saddle shoulder, and yeah, since the gauge is smaller, the definition of the pattern and the whole expression is just more delicate and fine. And this pattern it's actually launched because I wanted to launch this in 2 tempi, since the work around designing different sizes is a huge task. So I started by launching the sizes from extra small to extra large, and when I was assured that the measurements and the fit was good in all these sizes, I could start calculating for 2, 3, and 4XL, and those sizes are right now in test and almost done. So this pattern will have a relaunch very soon, in English, in Danish, and with sizes from extra small to 4XL. And for those last 3 sizes, I've taken design choice to broaden the cables. So the scallop is the same size, but the cables will be a bit broader. And this is just a way of ensuring that when you go up in size, of course it gets wider, and when it gets wider, I wanted to make sure that the pattern not would sort of look like a thin line, because that would just be weird. So I decided to broaden the whole pattern in that way, and I was really excited about seeing how this worked from the test knitters, and from what I can see from their test, it's a good decision, and it looks really, really nice. Yeah, so I'm looking very much forward to launching or relaunching this pattern. I'm not gonna talk about everything I've designed, because that would be a way too long video, but I would like to enhance just a couple of more things. I have a shawl. It's called in Danish gnidningssjalet, and I've actually chosen not to find an English term for this, because gnidning is not like a real translatable word. It's like a childish way to say that you are really enjoying something. So maybe you've heard the Danish word hygge. So hygge and gnidning are both something that just it's an expression that sort of says something about, it's setting a mood. So gnidningssjalet would be like hyggesjalet, or you could say, oh, I'm really enjoying it, shawl. But the thought behind this shawl was to make it really, really big, grand, big enough for a mother to have her children wrapped with her when, for example, sitting somewhere cold. Grand enough that it goes beneath the bottom so that you can keep warm even if you are sitting down, and also grand and long enough so that you could tie it around you, because this makes it easier to wear a shawl when you're working, when you are cooking dinner, or when you need to use your arms in some way. And when it's not tied, it looks very feminine and like you really mean it. And I love this shawl. It's a really simple design actually. I've forgotten how to say that. It's just a garter stitch, I guess. So you just knit garter. And then you have, it's not an I-cord edge. You have like an edge stitch that sort of makes sure that it ends in a nice way in either side. But you have like, you knit from the bottom, and then you go out and you go really steep out, and then you have like an eyelet lace edge going around it. But that's really it. I love this shawl. I've knitted twice now. I have a gray one, which is the one you see in the pattern. And then I have this brownish one that I'm showing you here in the video. And that's a variation of my hand-dyed suri and some merino yarn. So Nydningssjalet is actually translated into English, not the title or the name, but the pattern itself. So you can find that on Ravelry and my website. Yeah, I have two more patterns I'd like to tell you about. And then I'll stop for today. So the other one is a small one. It's like it's a perfect gift knit. It's also a really good all-round piece or design. I call them the Sakura sleeves. The Sakura sleeves are like some cuffs that you can wear underneath your jackets or just under a shirt if it's cold and you're inside. But it's super feminine with this Sakura pattern, the same Sakura as here, but then in a smaller gauge. And then with sort of wavy decoration in the end. I've knit this in the cashmere premium from Langyarns. You can knit it with the Cardiff or anything else, Gepard for example, the classic cashmere, but and you can also just choose another yarn that's suitable for the gauge. But this is really quick knit up. It's a perfect way to use up any luxury leftover yarns that you have in your stash, and it's a really nice gift. So if you were to give someone something hand knitted and nice, this would be the perfect thing. So the Sakura sleeves are also in English, and you will find them on the same platforms as mentioned before. And then going on to my last pattern mention. This is the twiddle sweater, and the twiddle sweater, the name actually is it's an attempt to translate from the Danish word pilletrøjen, and it's called pilletrøjen because pille means that you can't stop twiddling. So of course twiddle sweater because you can't stop twiddling with those popcorns. This is the same version as the first design I mentioned, the tweens version, but it's another gauge, and this is knit with 3 strands of silk mohair. And for the adult, I've chosen to place the popcorns on the shoulders, mainly on the top, and then with more and more expansion or width, or distance between them, to sort of fade it out. And I love this sweater. I've really used it a lot. And this sweater has just been relaunched because it was the first of my designs that I accomplished to recalculate so that it goes up to 4XL. So it was quite of a milestone for me, actually. So it's translated into English, and the size ranges is extra small to 4XL. And yeah, it's a really nice, pretty basic raglan design, but I like the way that the raglan has been placed, because it's very flattering when it goes the way out, so that you won't look like you have a lot of shoulder, but you will look like you have like a slim shoulder line. And then with these funny twiddle popcorns. Yeah, so that was, I think I'll stop here, because then I can save for another day, and maybe otherwise you can go and have a look on my website. I'll be sure to leave a link below for you to go and check it out. Both my Ravelry link and my webshop link will be below. But just a quick note on me being here in English. I'm going to be doing videos in English for the future, but as well I am still going to play some Danish videos for my Danish audience. I hope you'll find it hyggeligt, nice to join me here. Please do let me know if you have any comments or questions or things you'd like me to talk about here on the channel. And yeah, let's connect. I'd love to. Yeah, I'll say thank you for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe and maybe hit the notifications button as well if you want to be sure to catch my next video. But otherwise, I hope to see you again. Have a good day. Bye.